It's every homeowner's worst nightmare. Your washing machine goes on the fritz and causes massive flood damage.
Yeah, it happened to one couple, and Steel is on their side tonight. Linda, I guess they're not happy with Whirlpool.
They're not happy. They have a very big and expensive beef, actually. It was kind of like their brand new Whirlpool washing machine was possessed, turning itself on in the middle of the night and causing tens of thousands of dollars damage with the flood. And the fight with Whirlpool has turned this young couple's life upside down.
Yeah, so do you know when the flooring guy is coming again?
Jamie Clarkson and his girlfriend Shannon are literally living out of a suitcase these days. They've been forced to live in this downtown hotel for a month now.
We're living on top of each other with a cat in 300 square feet right now.
Yeah.
Is that what we're in?
They had no choice. Their East Vancouver townhome is upside down after their brand new Whirlpool washer turned itself on in the middle of the night and began overflowing.
There's a waterfall coming from here down to my little landing over here and then onto our floor.
The malfunctioning washer had been pouring water onto the main floor long enough to seep into the basement and set off the fire alarm.
Pink water was coming through the pot lights because of all the insulation in the floor. So it was dyeing the carpets that were down there, and it was panic.
The damage was extensive. Holes had to be cut in the ceilings. Baseboards and flooring were ripped up, walls repainted. Desperate, Jamie called Whirlpool.
Help us here, help. Your product has temporarily ruined our way of living.
Whirlpool was only willing to fix the malfunctioning washer with a $100 replacement part. Jamie and Shannon wanted it gone.
I don't know who would want that washer dryer back in their house after it's probably cost us $45,000 of damage.
The young couple was getting nowhere with Whirlpool, so in desperation, they called us.
I needed your help. Nobody seemed to be able to do anything for me, so I pleaded my case to you.
So we got in touch with Whirlpool, and within 48 hours, the problem was addressed. Whirlpool refused to do an interview with us, but did send us this brief email to say the Whirlpool Corporation provided a resolution to Mr. Clarkson. He was pleased with our offer to have both his washer and dryer exchanged for upgraded models at no charge. Jamie and Shannon are anxious to get out of this hotel room and back to their normal lives. More condo owners are coming forward almost by the hour, all with tales of malfunctioning Whirlpool washing machines. It's a condo owner's nightmare. The washing machine malfunctions and causes a devastating flood. It happened at this brand new East Vancouver strata.
Like it was just rushing out of that suite.
Condo owner Elspeth Sage saw a carpet of watery bubbles seeping under the door of her neighbor's suite. She quickly called building maintenance.
They just did what they could to stem the tide in front of the door, which was now probably 30 feet down the hallway. And the water kept coming. Like it just kept spewing out.
The flood traveled down 4 or 5 floors, causing extensive damage to multiple suites. The strata manager warned all residents not to leave the Whirlpool washers installed in every suite unattended while in use. This condo owner is incensed.
It's not just the machines, it's the damage. Like we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of damage in a brand new building.
Whirlpool refuses to do an interview about the flood claims, but sent us an email that says, "We have checked our claims and litigation data and did not find similar cases to those you describe. At this time, we have no information that would indicate a trend or a problem." That's not acceptable to the residents affected by floods they claim were caused by Whirlpool's washing machine.
Ideally, I'd like to see those machines replaced.
Consumers are angry and they want Whirlpool, the world's largest home appliance maker, held accountable. Courtney McFadden was doing laundry in her brand new East Vancouver condo last fall when her top-loading Whirlpool washing machine began to overflow, sending water cascading into the living room.
If it was like a steady stream, like it made it all the way over here.
The flood caused about $25,000 damage. She had to pay a $5,000 deductible. Courtney was shocked. Now, in addition to Courtney's flood story, we now know of another 15 cases of flooding in Metro Vancouver connected to the exact same model of washing machine. We've now confirmed at least 20 major floods in Metro Vancouver linked to the same model of Whirlpool washer. And Whirlpool is now confirming it's addressing problems at least 3 brand new housing developments in the Vancouver area. Angry consumers want to know why North America's largest appliance manufacturer is not issuing a recall.
Is it lunchtime?
The Murrow family's life was turned upside down this spring. They were forced to move into a hotel for a month with baby Peter in tow after their top-loading Whirlpool washing machine, like this one, overflowed and caused a major flood in their brand-new Burnaby townhouse.
It was just crazy. And then as it was running down the side of the wall here as well, and it ran down our neighbor's side and the other side of us as well, the floor was completely destroyed already.
The flood caused over $30,000 damage, and the Murrows were angry. Their neighbor had just days before suffered a $50,000 flood caused by the same washing machine. And a Whirlpool technician had given their machine the all clear just hours before their suite was flooded. Sources in the appliance industry say this problem could be even bigger because there are very few stackable washing machines made for condo buildings, and this Whirlpool model is in thousands of suites in the Lower Mainland.
There is a dramatic new twist tonight in a CTV consumer investigation into flooding Whirlpool washing machines.
Linda Steele has been on the case for weeks, and she joins us now with the latest.
And Linda, you've uncovered proof Whirlpool knew it had potential problems months ago, but just didn't bother telling customers.
This has been such a frustrating investigation, the most frustrating ever. For weeks, Whirlpool has just dodged our request for an interview, insisting it had absolutely no knowledge of a flooding problem with its popular stacking washer. But that all changed when an industry insider, a proverbial deep throat, got in touch and offered up a damaging bit of information.
Well, this washing machine comes on by itself.
Andrea DeMello is one unhappy landlord. Her condo is being renovated for the second time in 7 months after the suite's brand new Whirlpool washing machine overflowed not once, but twice.
It's just not acceptable. We're in a brand new condo using a brand new machine. These things shouldn't be happening. These machines are faulty.
The first flood caused by the Whirlpool washer was in April. The second was in late October, when Andrea's tenants reported the machine turned itself on in the middle of the night, flooding the condo, the common areas, and the neighboring 2 units. At first, Whirlpool claimed the machine was used improperly.
This is not rocket science. A washing machine, who doesn't know how to use a washing machine in these days and times? So telling us that the machine was not used properly in a brand new machine, it just seems like a ridiculous comment.
The double floods did massive damage, costing Andrea DeMello tens of thousands of dollars in deductibles and repairs. It's a story we've heard over and over and over and over again. In fact, Andrea DeMello is the 21st consumer to get in touch with CTV, reporting a massive flood claim associated with the same Whirlpool stackable washer. When asked to comment about the cases on October 9th, Whirlpool told CTV News that we have no information that would indicate a trend or a problem. Whirlpool continued to deny our request for an interview until we got our hands on this. It's a memo sent by Whirlpool to independent service technicians across North America. The technical service pointer warns that the washer at the center of the Metro Vancouver floods and 7 other machines made by Whirlpool may overfill, that the pressure switches will send incorrect water level readings to the timer. The date of the technical memo, May 2012. Bottom line, Whirlpool knew it had a potential flooding problem with its washing machine, but didn't tell consumers. We showed the Whirlpool memo to the head of the Consumers Association of Canada.
I think it's an absolute disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves, not only for the fact that they didn't admit it, but they actually tried to cover it up.
Andrea DeMello is outraged and wants her Whirlpool washer replaced immediately.
This is like a time bomb waiting to happen. Because if it's happened in my apartment twice and thrice in this building, and we have all the same machines, who's to say it doesn't happen again?
Another resident in Andrea's condo building also had a damaging flood caused by the same Whirlpool washer. So in August, Whirlpool sent a team of technicians to the new Surrey complex to inspect and repair all the machines. That was done before Andrea's washer flooded for a second time in October. I think you can see her frustration on this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so what does Whirlpool have to say about all of this?
We have asked for an interview 5, 6 times and always been denied over and over again. So we decided to send Whirlpool a copy of this memo to say, okay, then what about this? And lo and behold, Whirlpool is now apologizing to consumers, offering to pay insurance deductibles, and thanking CTV News for alerting it to the problem in the first place.
Oh,
So,
nice, yes.
why no recall or consumer advisory? That's the big question, and stay tuned for Whirlpool's response tomorrow at 6. Now, we've been trying to get Whirlpool to talk for a month now, but it has repeatedly denied our request for an interview. Dozens of consumers in Metro Vancouver have come to us reporting massive flooding problems with the same stackable Whirlpool washer. Whirlpool had insisted no issue, no reason to issue a recall until we uncovered a proverbial smoking gun memo, and that finally got Whirlpool talking. The evidence against Whirlpool has been mounting.
They're making a faulty product. A machine that turns on by itself, how does that even happen?
2 floods in this brand new East Vancouver condo building.
Obviously, there's something seriously wrong with those machines.
3 floods in this East Van strata.
I asked if there was a recall. She says there is no recall. All the way to this back corner here.
A $50,000 flood in this
tiles.
Vancouver townhouse.
This is so obviously a problem, and how can you not admit that's a problem?
2 devastating floods in this Burnaby townhouse.
Running down the side of the wall here.
2 more floods in this Surrey condo building.
It's been horrendous. It's been a nightmare for us for the last 6 months.
All linked to the same new Whirlpool stackable washing machine. Whirlpool's reaction? An email saying, we have no information that would indicate a trend or a problem.
I don't trust it.
As more victims came forward to CTV, we pushed Whirlpool for an interview. It refused multiple requests until we got our hands on this. A memo from Whirlpool sent to independent service technicians warning that the washer at the center of the Metro Vancouver floods and 7 other machines made by Whirlpool may overfill. That the pressure switches will send incorrect water level readings to the timer. A simple kit could fix the problem. The date of the memo? This May, months before our investigation began.
I'm surprised that their inability to accept responsibility for problems that they know existed and for all the hokey pokey that they've gone to sort of cover up.
We sent the memo to Whirlpool for reaction. And within hours, company executives were on the phone trying to explain it.
We did a service bulletin on that issue because we are identifying it as a potential problem. So our service folks are diagnosing issues in the field. We want them to be aware of it so that they aren't, misdiagnosing and requiring callbacks.
So what about all those consumers hit with expensive floods? Shouldn't they have been the ones to know that there might have been a problem with that machine that could have been fixed with a simple repair?
Well, I guess I don't really. What I can say about that is that with everyone who has filed a claim with us, we're working very quickly to resolve those claims.
Why is there not a recall?
Encourage those people to call us right away. And again, I can look into that a little bit more deeply and see what I can find out.
Is Whirlpool considering any kind of a consumer advisory or a recall?
We are very sensitive to cases like this, and we have processes in place. We have a 100-year history of putting really quality products in homes throughout the world. This is something we take seriously.
That's not good enough for flooding victims like Stephanie and George Madrovsik.
Own up to it, do a recall, get them out of people's homes.
Whirlpool now admits it has received 49 general water damage claims from consumers whose washing machines overflowed. Now, that number will likely change because in the past 24 hours, we've heard from 10 more consumers in Metro Vancouver who've experienced damaging floods in recent weeks. Whirlpool is still refusing to do an on-camera interview, but it did send CTV a corporate video statement from a senior VP offering up a long-awaited apology to consumers. Have a look.
We're aware of isolated reports of overfills in our washer-dryer combo units that led to water damage, primarily in condominiums and apartment complexes. We apologize for any inconvenience that some of our customers have experienced. We are also working diligently to verify and resolve claims already brought to our attention, including reimbursing consumers for any deductibles that they've paid.
Now, we've left a link to the complete Whirlpool video statement on our website. Now, Whirlpool insists this problem is isolated and affects less than 1% of the 11,000 washers shipped to Canada since February of 2011. But it is now actively addressing consumer complaints. Whirlpool says it has set up a special hotline for consumers who've experienced flooding. The number to call is 866-333-4408.